What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel and welcome to a new segment that I am going to be calling Quick Commentary, where I essentially do just that. I find a movie, game, novel, or industry topic to discuss in detail while also being sure to be quick and efficient in my thoughts. As you can most likely tell from the title, this quick commentary is on the internationally famous video game, The Last of Us. It's no secret that this particular game is considered by the majority to not only be a masterpiece, but one of the best video games ever created, with some going as far to call it the best. Before I get into my precise thoughts, let's recap the production. The Last of Us is a 2013 drama horror game developed by Naughty Dog, a studio mainly known for games like Crash Bandicoot, the Jak and Daxter series, obviously the Uncharted series, and of course, The Last of Us. It was written and directed by Neil Druckmann in his directorial debut and stars Ashley Johnson and Troy Baker. It tells the story of a post-apocalyptic world which has been devastated by a ferocious infection caused by the cordyceps fungus, which takes over the brain, using the person as a host to spread the virus through physical contact. The narrative follows Joel, a man with very few moral lines left to cross, and Ellie, a 14-year-old girl, two survivors who were brought together by harsh circumstance and must trek across what is left of the United States due to a smuggling job to which Joel was assigned. Though the two are complete strangers to each other, their journey just may bring their relationship to something more than that, as they begin to realize that the most important thing they have is each other. Just like the majority of people out there, I do believe that The Last of Us is a narrative masterpiece, while also being a very unconventional take on the pandemic post-apocalyptic genre of gaming and movies alike. It does this by presenting us with what is, in my opinion, the most intriguing and engaging narrative ever in a video game. We'll see how The Last of Us Part 2 plays out, but as of my recording of this video, this is the most engaging gaming narrative of all time. There's not much I can say about The Last of Us that hasn't already been said. It's been out for 6 years now, again, as of my recording of this video in 2019, and has received mind-boggling numbers of awards. According to IMDb, it has won 48 awards, 13 of which are Game of the Year awards, not to mention the hundreds of awards that the PS4 Remastered Edition won, which is relevant seeing as that edition was the exact same game, just adapted for PS4 capabilities. Enough of that though, let's get into my personal thoughts on The Last of Us. Like I previously stated, my opinion on this game is the same as the majority. However, this game is also my absolute favorite video game ever created. Never in my life have I played a game as investing, engaging, or even as emotionally resonant as The Last of Us. Perhaps the most impressive aspect of the game is exactly what I just said, the emotional investment. Joel is someone with a very depressing and dark past, as someone who had to watch the life leave his daughter right in his own arms. It's clear to us that 20 years after that event, which is when the game takes place, he initially doesn't even want to form a close relationship with Ellie, if any relationship at all. As the story progresses, however, he ultimately cannot avoid the fact that nobody can go on as traumatizing and terrifying a journey as he and Ellie do and not become close to the individual whom they are experiencing it with. It's this deep undercurrent throughout the game that keeps you hooked, along with two extremely amazing vocal performances from Ashley Johnson and Troy Baker. Not only does The Last of Us tell a narrative about a very broken and morally gray man, but it also tells a narrative about an innocent girl experiencing the true nightmare that the world has become. People will kill others just to get a scrap of food. Certain groups have resorted to cannibalism, others set out specifically to slaughter innocents without remorse. And of course, the infected, which will not hesitate to attack you in any given situation. With that terror she is exposed to also comes a great sadness. The world has been like this for 20 years. Since Ellie is only 14, she never has and never will be able to see what the actual world was like. In other words, she will never get to experience the true beauty that was the world, and instead must live her entire life in the pandemic-ridden world described earlier. This isn't just conjecture either. Ellie specifically points this out and struggles with this knowledge throughout the game. At 14, she has had to experience some of the most horrific and gruesome things that we can only dream of experiencing. With these two incredibly investing characters and narratives, The Last of Us never ceases to grasp you at any moment. The finale, which I will not spoil, is where the overall emotional punch occurs. Though I am not a 14-year-old girl or a grown man with a damaged past, the decision made by Joel in the final moments of the game is one of the most beautiful beautiful, poetic narrative shifts ever in storytelling as a whole. I first beat this game in June of 2019. Since then, I have played through it 7 times, and not one time did I lose any amount of emotional investment or payoff that I had the first time I played it. The Last of Us is not just a video game. It is a narrative masterpiece in the form of a video game. It explores some of the deepest, darkest themes that you could ever imagine. It is an amazing work of storytelling and art that will never leave me no matter what. No matter what happens, I will never forget the lasting emotional effect that this game left on me as an individual. I deeply hope that as many people play this game as possible. Even if you are not a gamer, I implore you to experience The Last of Us. Thanks for watching, guys. It really does mean a lot. With The Last of Us Part 2 set to release in February of 2020, I thought that now was the perfect time to discuss the game that started it all. I'll see you in the next video, and until then, keep writing, keep shooting, and keep editing.